Good morning, puddings. Good morning, babies. So, I got a thought. And I cannot stand a man who needs to seek validation through sex, through any type of attention. If it ain't about his title, if it ain't about his money, if it ain't about who he is, everything else is like, extra. But when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to you in the cupcake phase, he'll tell you what type of man he is through how he communicates with you. Or he'll show you on what he does. Because sometimes men don't always communicate verbally what it is that makes them insecure. I have seen so many low vibrational men seek validation through their partner by the way of their control, how they manipulate them, and how they cheat. And most of it is about seeking validation. And the thing is like, yeah, because person is a man, this person has a different vibration on how they seek it versus us. But at the end of the day, it's still the same fucking thing, baby. It's still validation. And the fact that it's not always talked about, or it's just swept under the rug because this person is a man, it's not often talked about. But that competitiveness that he has with his friends, family, that's validation. And it's a turnoff for me. I don't like that shit. Don't come in my DMs, PMs. Don't come over here trying to date me and immediately spill out what your family does to you and all this bullshit. Don't be blaming everything on your mother. Don't be sitting here talking about all the problems you have. Because now I see that it's not just that you're troubled. You're coming to pour all this energy on me because I know that's how you're going to manipulate me. You're going to pour all this into me, and you're going to, you're looking for somebody to mother you. You're looking for somebody to handle you better than everybody else. And the thing is you got to question that. As a woman, you got to question that because, and you have every right to. Not everybody need to be trusted in the beginning like this, because if they're willing to go ahead and pour into you like this, but then later on say they don't trust nobody, and then they end up saying they don't trust nobody, then it was never about trusting you. It was never about giving you their backstory from the beginning. It was about training you to get you to do for them. It was about training you to get you to be like, oh, well, I'm going to be better than those people for you. No, I'm not doing that for nobody. I'm not your mother. I'm not a replacement mother. I'm not a replacement father, brother, sister, uncle, cousin's uncle, neighbor's, a dog, whatever. I'm no replacement for that. I'm not even a replacement for your ex. You need to heal from that shit. You need to let this shit go before you come in anybody's direction. The thing is ladies, y'all need to recognize and realize where this man's insecurities is. Because in the beginning, when he starts telling you this type of stuff, that's usually what the problem is it's not so much that he wants a real connection with you, and half the time he's manipulating you to be better than and to be honest, he's going to show you throughout the relationship you're going to be drained as fuck, because your identity now, it's going to be stripped from you. It's not going to matter. And that's how he believes. He's going to trick you into believing that that's how you need to be led. You need to be broken down so he himself can build you up to his liking. Then eventually you're going to end up being just a mirror of who he is, and he's not going to like you, and he's going to want to cheat on you. So, which, I mean, it's not that he wants to cheat on you. It's something that he's going to do anyway. This is not something that he's gonna be like, it's not something that he's gonna hold above your head like, oh, well, I want to cheat on you. No, he's already got it in motion that he's going to cheat. He is a cheater. That's who he is as a person. He's naturally greedy. He's naturally manipulative. He's naturally a bitch. And the thing is some of y'all really don't recognize this manipulation and abuse. Right now, really, out of all this time I'm recording, shut up, Keiko. Shut up. Mama's doing a video. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm about to whoop his ass. I know I am. Anyway. You gonna get a pow pow, I know it. You hear him? This whole time I recorded, nothing. But see, that's what men do. They don't get attention. This is what he does. Anyway. But like I was saying, you know, that man is going to cheat on you. That type of man is going to cheat on you because you're just a play, you know. And to be honest, you know, he's gonna get you to fall in love with him. He's gonna love bomb you to fucking death. And then when you don't serve him anymore, when you finally start seeing who he really is, you're gonna know what it was really about. And it wasn't about loving you. It was never about having a real future with you. It wasn't even about that ring, baby. It was about him putting you in position so you could be a placeholder until he drained you dry of your pure and innocent energy. And they prey on the innocent. So be careful on how you carry yourself too. Mm-hmm. 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 Be careful. Some of y'all are stuck on a man that's like that right now. Some of y'all are stuck on a man that's on that shit right now. And half of y'all get readings from me constantly asking about this man. This man has got you so fixed that this is your mindset. You're still checking in to make sure that, like, oh, is there any possible way that, you know, no. This man does not really care if you don't talk to him or not. He's going to find somebody else. Well, he's been texting me. That's that love bomb energy. When he's bored and ain't got nothing else, he's going to see if he can come back. He's going to see if the waters are clear so he can come back and get right back on the hobby horse again with your ass. Get right back into a cycle. And then you going to sit here crying, wondering what you doing wrong and why he hasn't changed. Maybe you are the problem because he successfully got you stagnant in his energy that is constantly recycled and always what should I say? That's always draining you. And now that he sees that you kind of built yourself up, you might have a good family. You might have a decent family dynamic where you depend on your family members. You see this shit? I'm gonna whoop your ass, Keiko. Interrupted my video. Go lay down. Go lay down right now. Uh-huh. Go lay down. But 9 times out of 10, that man can't be alone. I was with one 2 years ago. Just an example. And I remember the last day I was there. Well, actually, I remember the last week I was there. Because, like I said, I was helping taking care of the kid and everything. I was there. I was 100% into this. You know, I even left my job for this bitch. A good job. That I'm grateful that I was able to get back. You know, by the grace of God, right? He was like, "Oh, can you stay with your mom and dad? I wanna see how this weekend goes." And I'm like, well, what's going on? So he was back and forth on telling me the truth because he didn't want me to know officially, but I already knew. I just wanted to see if he was going to be man enough to at least say it on text message, because it was quite coward enough that he was doing that while he was at work. It's a different feeling when somebody that's always calling you on the phone, that's always talking to you face to face, that always tells you about, don't be doing that coward shit, but then he does this shit up text message. That's how I knew he couldn't stand on it. But let me go ahead and explain. So I just got done cooking, cleaning. I got done doing my little doing the house. So we haven't been on good graces. But then he asked me, could I go to my mom and dad's house? And I'm like, I already knew where this was headed. And mainly because me and the child have been really sick. So, of course, when you sick and you can't breathe, nobody want to have sex. Nobody want to have sex. And so that was just the icing on the cake for him. But at the same time, he was already with some other girl at the same time. I ended up finding this out after I left. But at the same time, I was like, I already knew he was headed down a path of no return with me. But he thought that I was going to be naive and stupid and dependent on him, like I was going to come back. No. Thing is he ended up saying, oh, I'm not kicking you out, but you did say you were going to leave a long time ago, da-da-da-da. And I said, I'm not worried about that conversation anymore. I know we've been having conversations. We've been talking about going to counseling, but it's cool. I'm not worried about that. I started to kind of break a little bit because, I sacrificed a lot being in that house. I sacrificed a lot being there. And I was taking care of his kid. And I was, getting her, in a good space. She was doing good. She was making good grades. Her behavior had gotten better. It was a lot of things that was good coming from our connection that I thought was good. But really, it was only for his benefit, not mine. Because he was draining the fuck out of me. And I loved his ass. And so, like I said, he was draining the fuck out of me. I was taking care of him, the house, and the child. I was being a stay-at-home wife pretty much. And I was doing everything I was supposed to do, right? Well, that wasn't good enough because we hadn't had sex in a long time, whatever. That's where that validation shit comes in place. That's what he kept saying. But thing is I kept calling him out on his shit. And he did not like being called out on his shit. But I wouldn't do it in front of the child. He would say all kind of stuff in front of the child for me. He would always try to include her on our arguments and disagreements. And the child was only 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, I would not respond. He would always try to find a way to back me up against the corner. Whereas whenever I would tell him about himself, it would be just me and him. Just one-on-one so we could work on something. I was grown about my shit. He wanted to play a child and try to pin me down and try to get the child against me. But then she wasn't even against me anyway. She was tired of him yelling too. Just a big ass man child. Anyway, the last week I was there, he was, talking his shit on the phone. Then I finally stopped responding. I said, you know what? It's cool. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. You're off. I'll go ahead and get packed. And then after that, because I wasn't responding like he wanted me to respond, he starts talking about, oh, well, it's this reason because this. And I've never seen you this emotional before. Because at first I was matching his energy, sending paragraph text messages about, this is not right because of this. We've been building for so long. Not long enough, apparently. But, it was something that was whatever. Then I'm like, after that, I stopped for a minute. I stopped responding for a minute to pray. And I got myself calm and I got myself aligned. I got myself together. And I realized what he was doing. I started reattaching who the fuck I was and who the fuck I am and who the fuck we are. And I was like, hold on, this bitch is just trying to test the waters. Okay, stand 10 toes in it then, bitch. And I started packing. And I stopped responding. This man called me, texted me nonstop all night. I was like, I wish you would just stop so you could work your shift. It seems like you got too much time. And so after I text that, it was like he started texting more and more and more. And then I was like, because, what originally got me to stop texting him was he text something so zesty. I never seen a man do this before. I seen dudes on the internet just being clowns about it, but it's like, you know how some of these people, they be like, oh, it's this for me, it's that for me. I don't know, I just don't see a man saying that. So he said it's that. So like I said, he sent a zesty text message that I've never seen a real man say this shit, and that's how I was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I get to see this side of him, because the side of him that, he shows when he's petty is really the image that he get from a woman. It just, he acts like a female, he acts like his mother or whoever he got this attitude from. But he said it's the antics for me. And when I seen that, I don't know, for some reason when I see that on text message, I'm like, this sounds like a bitch. It really does. Like, I feel like I was talking to a woman. After I prayed, I started reading the text messages again, and I seen them differently. I'm telling you, when you pray over yourself and your spirit in these types of situations, you'll start to see things way different. I'm not saying it's easy after. I'm just saying you'll start to do a breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I started packing. I got packed up in one night because, I didn't bring all my shit. And I started to realize that this man was using me the entire time. And I didn't need or want for much because I already had my own money. I already had my own shit. So I didn't need or want for anything, really. And he made it out like, oh, towards the end, because I didn't have my job, I was looking for a job. He made it out like, it's all his money. This is his house. He after he was cupcaking me and telling me that, we were in this together, we were about to get married, we were doing what we needed to do, and all that stuff, and he's not going anywhere. He really fooled me. He really fooled me, bitch. But after a while, seeing what it was, I was like, okay, he has this God complex, like, I could give you all this and I could take it away. All right, cool, take it away. When I responded like that with my energy, I didn't give that energy back to him. I didn't give the energy he wanted me to give, because he wanted me to beg to stay, and that's where he was seeking his validation. That's where he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. I know I have the power. Do what I say do, and things will be easy for you here. And it's like, I'm sorry, I grew up, I don't bow down to no man. You're not my king anymore, and you made it very clear. You already made your decision on what you wanted, so I'm gonna let you stand on that decision. I'm gonna respect what you want and go from there. The hardest thing I had to do during that process was he made me take her to school. He made me take the child to school, and I didn't mind taking her to school, but I had to have a conversation, and I told her that it was okay for Dad to have new friends. It was okay to open up to new horizons, and it's okay for her to be. And so I didn't say nothing negative about her dad. I didn't say nothing negative about the situation. I didn't say nothing about anything that had went down. I just told her that I'm going to be going away for a while, and that Daddy may have a new friend, and it's okay because Daddy needs to be happy. You know how hard it is for a woman to not cry and say that shit to a child that they love so dear? Some of you dudes out here, whenever you manipulate a woman, I hope you think about this, because you're not caring about the child. You care about your damn self. And what affects me most in the situation was the child situation. Not to mention my miscarriage throughout the process. But it's like, it never mattered to him. So it's like, everything else that I was going through, my emotions and everything, I was supposed to just tough it out. It's irrelevant. But then turn around and I'm supposed to talk to you. I'm supposed to feel vulnerable enough to speak to you about what's going on, or you just feel right now that things are so tense that you have no power over me. Now you want to hear me out. Don't wait till it's too late to listen to your woman. Don't ever wait till it's too late to listen to your man or want to fix something. He did not want to fix anything that he broke. He wanted to fix things that somebody else broke and took credit for it. And thing is I never gave him that power to fix anything in me. I already fixed a lot of my problems. He wanted to deflect it and make me see his problems and adopt them. That's what you don't need to do. Because when you give somebody something, when you give a woman something, she multiplies it. Whether it's money, energy, you give her some kind of clue, a hint, we're going to multiply that shit. And whatever energy you give in the situation, that's what you're going to get back twofold. That's what y'all don't understand. That's how we are made. We are made to reciprocate. But y'all don't get that shit. And some of y'all women don't get it either. And that's a shame. Because it's just like y'all just don't want the power. You just reject it. It's lazy as fuck. But anyway, I left. I left with the shit I had. I gave back his gifts, his bullshit ass gifts he gave us. I gave some of them to the baby girl, and she had my number or whatever. But I walked away, and of course I was emotional. I was toe up about it because here I am. I have to start over again. But it's like it's something that I chose to do willingly. I'm not going to say that he forced me in a position. Well, I mean, he did, but he didn't. And it's like I didn't beg him. I didn't beg shit. I didn't beg for shit. So I was like, Brie Bonner don't beg no motherfucker about it. You could seek validation elsewhere. Just for him to continue to contact me. He reached out to me every single time. He did. Not me reaching out to him. And one time he stole my mail. And I'm like, hold on. And I seen one of my mails that he had stolen. It was addressed to my mom and daddy's house that I happened to have there. And I had all of my mail put into an envelope, a big ass envelope, so I could get it. And as I was packing, I wasn't even thinking about that envelope. I had everything else but my envelope, my coffee cup, and something else. And I took my last whatever money I had and I bought groceries. I should have took the groceries too, bitch. But I didn't care about the groceries. I just, that's the type of bitch I am. But still, if I was petty, I would took all my shit. But anyway, so he really played on this good guy character, this man that got his money like that character. He really plagued this idea that he was something that he really did not want to be. And it's like I remember continuously having to prompt him on how to really love and care for a child and not go about manipulating or breaking her down so that she's not going to end up like somebody else. And that's another thing I just can't stand. That's one of the many reasons why I cannot deal with a man with children, because you ain't about to use those kids above my motherfucking head. I'm just gonna hurt you. That's it. I'm through with that. I'm through with it. Them type of women, they can have that. That doesn't mean the thing's strong. Me, I'm over here. I'm strong alone. Keep your sorry, loose dick ass elsewhere, please. You got evidence that you were used. I don't need that shit. Ugh. But like I said, I walked away with myself again. I walked away with my love. Whatever I had left out of that situation, I built from there. Love is infinite. You can make more of it for yourself. And I'm in the phase right now, I'm selfish as fuck. I don't need to be in a situation. I don't need to put myself back into something like that again. And for you ladies, raising awareness for you ladies, I don't want y'all to continue to go in these cycles with this person when it means nothing. You think that you are different because they love and bombing you and stuff like that, because you think you different because they love bombing you and stuff like that. But the thing is, they love bombing they other bitches too. They doing the same thing to the bitch, and they cannot be alone. So that's why it's like, why entertain a man who constantly seek validation with the next, the ex, the new, the now, the young, and the restless. I just don't see myself being with that type of he bitch. I can't do it. And I be seeing too many of y'all on here too. So too many of y'all dudes that are like that are on here. Some of y'all be DMing me too. And I'm like, no. No. Nah, you need to just take care of your little penis pets and get the fuck out my face. No. Hell no. There is no play with me. No. Hell no. But other than that, I know this is a long snap, but ladies, for real, y'all need to know this information. I'm not saying that those types of men are incapable of loving, but they're too much in their ego and pride to give you the proper love that you deserve. And that starts with you. If you know you deserve love, if you know you deserve a good type of love, then you'll have that. But if you think you deserve to be here, then baby, keep that bitch off the streets. Do what you're supposed to do then. Stop talking about that man. Stop talking shit about that man. Stop getting readings about that man. You know, if this is what you want, if that's where you want to stay, then stop complaining. Stay where you at then. But if you are tired and you want your power back, don't go back. But if you want to stay, shut the fuck up and enjoy the ride. Do what you're supposed to do. Keep him off the streets so the rest of us can stay safe. One less heat bitch on the road, baby. Do your job. Listen to him. Don't argue back with him. Be submissive to that type of man, okay? Make sure you're doing your job. Make sure that when he tells you don't go to work, make sure you're making some type of money so he can flip. Okay? Okay, pumpkin? And you make sure you answer your phone at 3, 4, 5 in the morning when the baby's still sleeping sick for that man, because he needs validation right now. Okay? So do what you're supposed to do. But don't come over here asking for readings and complaining about that man, because I'm not going to listen to that dumb shit, okay? Stand strong. Take it to the chest. And shut the fuck up and be a woman about it. Have a good day.